Things are a little messed up. Why am I so tiny? Maybe I just need to resize? Oh yeah, look at that. Well, I'm just gonna move myself here. Oh, I'm not streaming Photoshop, I'm streaming TV Paint. There it is. And then I'm still way too big. Help. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Now I'm the right size. Okay, cool. Hello. Oh my god, hi Red. So, how is everyone doing today? I am so sorry I missed yesterday's stream. Basically, yesterday was my birthday. I was going to do a request stream where I would draw your guys' OCs, but I got stuck in traffic. I had to help a family member of mine with something, and we got stuck in traffic on the way home. So that stream has been rescheduled to Saturday. So tomorrow at the same time, I will be doing a request stream where I'm going to draw sketches of anyone's OCs who wants to join. But today we're back on the Inverse stream. For a while I was gonna do Inverse streams every Wednesdays, but Wednesdays are really busy, so I've decided to move it probably for this foreseeable future to Fridays, making my regular stream days Fridays and Sundays. This Saturday is gonna be the exception. So yeah. But today I'm just continuing with the Splinter animation that I was working on, or that I've been working on for a little bit. Where is this thing? Okay. Hey, congrats on passing your final, my guy. That's huge. The horrors of finals are something I definitely don't miss from school. So, I am going to turn myself down a little bit because I think I'm super loud. Okay, there we go. Hopefully I'm still louder than the music, but quiet, but I don't want to peak as much as I've been seeing myself peak. But I agree, traffic is evil. Anywho, it's time for Batman. Wow, I'm so eaten. By the way, if anyone here watches Digital Circus, or the amazing digital, oh my god, I have such a hard time saying the word digital. If anyone here watches the amazing Digital Circus, episode 2 comes out today, which is turbo mega exciting. My friends and I are having a watch party later today, so please no one spoil the episode for me, but I'm very excited. But yeah, doing the tie downs for this is gonna be pretty much the same. I'm just making little adjustments here and there to the posing. So, technically my tie down should be like a lot cleaner. I may have to do another pass for the details, just because we're still pretty loose right now. Me either, dude. It's so funny because the first episode came out, or the pilot episode came out the day after my mom's birthday, and episode 2 comes out today, which is the day after my birthday. So like, I don't know. I feel like that is a coincidence, but maybe it's not a huge coincidence, but or I mean, well, obviously it's a coincidence, like they didn't do it on purpose, but I'm saying like I don't know if that's like a thing to be like excited about or weirded out by. I guess it's just meant to be. Oh, I haven't even thought about his tail. Okay, this... So we have an issue here where the leg completely changes shape between these two frames, and also it kind of folds in on itself. So what I'm actually going to do is give him a little bit more volume in the thigh. And then a little bit more foreshortening on this foot. I think also part of the problem is that this thigh and this foot are in the exact same place. Like you can see it between these two frames. So it just looks like the leg shifts position. So what I actually need to do is just kind of move this foot up. And then move that thigh down. There we go. So now it actually looks like it turns and rotates in 3D space. Right? Okay, I was saying like it is weird timing that like both episodes came out the day I've had like moments like that recently where just like the weirdest timing happens. Like it's been with the icon decorations on Discord, right? So in March, a friend of mine had a birthday, and 2 weeks later, a Discord like icon or profile decoration came out that was like so catered to her that I had to get it. And then the next month in April, a friend of mine had a birthday, and 2 weeks later, the Discord store came out with an icon decoration that was super coded to that friend. And then just recently, at the end of April, a third friend of mine had a birthday, and yesterday, the Discord shop updated, and there was a profile decoration that is so like that friend coded that I had to buy it for them too. So it was like, that's happened 3 times in the last month or in the last year, where a friend has a birthday and then Discord comes out with profile decorations that are like perfectly catered to that friend. So I've just had some weird timing in my life lately, I think. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do another detail pass. I agree. Honestly, I think Discord's actually stalking my friends and seeing when their birthdays are, and then releasing something for them 2 weeks later so that I buy it. Okay, so this head doesn't actually follow an arc. So we have this arc here. I also think his neck is just kind of collapsed. I'm gonna move his head out this way. Actually, his head should be following the path, so I'm gonna do. We always want to, not always, like it's not like a hard and fast rule, but it looks really good to offset and delay things. So like you can see here, his torso and head have like kind of come up to where we want them to be, and his leg is kind of dragging behind, so. I'm gonna put another frame in here as well. And I think I have onion skin turned on for multiple. Yes, I do. I don't need to see that, and I don't need to see this either. Oh wow, okay, so yike, okay. There we go. It's not like 100% necessary, right? Like you can there are some times in which you do want everything to be even, but especially when you're copying and pasting, if you offset different limbs, it doesn't it like tricks your eye into thinking that you're not seeing the same image, it's just moved slightly. But also it's inertia, right? So like when you move your arm, it does not like stop immediately, you know? Or oops, trying to make the music just slightly louder because I can hardly hear it, but if you think about like twisting your torso, your arms kind of drag along, right? It's drag and follow through, but they also are a little bit offset. Like when your torso stops moving, your arms move for a little bit longer, not more, longer, until they finally come to a stop. And then it also helps avoid something called twinning, which is it's not a bad thing. Twinning isn't inherently a bad thing. It usually is like pretty good in still illustrations and graphic design, but when you're animating, you want to try and make your poses asymmetrical because it makes for better like potential motion or something like that. And then you use the offset to like, because when you have a character who has both arms in the air like this, right? And you're going from them having their arms down. It's really hard to avoid twinning in a situation like this because both arms need to go up. So what you do is you, on your breakdown, you offset. So you have one arm like this and one arm like this. And then, even though they arrive at the same time, you in between them differently. So maybe one's, like one has a much more, like close together, slow than the other. But then they arrive at the same time and then it looks like, it doesn't look like a twinned pose. Oh, hell yeah. The pendulum is very important, but also can be really frustrating because it's, again, it's physics. Why does this leg shift completely? Oh, I in between this wrong. So, the fun thing about not making timing charts sometimes is that you just in between things wrong. So the back of this leg shouldn't really have moved. Because it's only the front that's flexing. Yeah, there we go. And then the other thing is his knee should technically move upward as he begins to stand. But no, the pendulum it's the basis of slow in and slow out, which is super important. If you can learn it with a timing chart, even better. Timing charts are also very important. I say that as I really don't have one for this shot. I really should. But yeah. So anyway, here's an example of a timing chart. So we have 20 up in the corner. It's circled because it's my keyframe. Then we have 40 over here, which is circled because it's a keyframe. And we have 23, which is underlined. It's a breakdown. So basically we just draw a line down from 20, which is our first keyframe, and then we write 40, which is our second keyframe. And our breakdown, this is actually the frame that's in it's the drawing that's in the middle of this drawing and this drawing. And even though it isn't the middle number, doesn't matter, it's the middle drawing, so I'm going to place it in the middle of the chart. 23. It's called an eccentric breakdown when you favor one side over the other, so I'm definitely favoring this first frame, this 20. Because I want him to leave this pose pretty quickly and then slow into 40, so you can see I have a ton of empty frames here because I am very heavily slowing in between 23, I think that's 24. Between 24 and 40. So, I believe I'm in betweening on 4s. I don't think I'm going to 2s. I don't know if I don't have enough space for 2s, so I'm gonna do 4s. So the next halfway point is here, and it's 28. And my next halfway point will be here, which is... I think it's 31. And my next halfway point will be 35. So I just keep breaking it down by halves because the drawings are going to be halfway between the next one, and so it'll get closer and closer and closer together until we finally get to frame 40. And then when you play that, it looks like he is slowing in, or some programs call it easing in to that pose. And then if it was a slow out, it would be the other direction. So we would be cutting in half from 23 to 20. Even though there's not room for that in this animation, but like there would be, I would favor the other way. So his foot gets a lot bigger between these two frames, which I should have looked out for. So we're gonna cut this guy in half again. And actually, because we are slowing in at this point, I'm gonna start just erasing. Because I don't want this, this other foot that he's standing on, just stays solid. It stays pretty much, like, locked to the ground. And so I'm just going to keep it, because I don't want it to boil, which is, like, kind of shift and move as, when I redraw it over and over. And then the rest of the body, I'll actually redraw. So his foot's kind of turning inwards and up at the same time. Like that. And then I'll do it again. I'll cut it in half here. And I could also, I could take it to 2s, I guess, but I think for this animation I'm gonna stay on 4s. Unless, unless I need to, unless it's, like, not slow enough. So usually when your animation is too fast or too slow, the answer is not necessarily more frames, but just better spacing. I should have said more drawings, but better spacing. So now, yeah, it's I think it needs to be on 2s. I don't think it's smooth enough. I don't think it reads properly. So what I'm actually going to do is move this out. And then since we're cutting in halves, I'm gonna go like this, right? So now things are gonna get super tight. We're actually going to get to a point where I'm going to stop redrawing the head and arm on the next frame, because they've pretty much reached, like, as close as they can go. And they're gonna start boiling soon if I don't do something. And at this point, these drawings are gonna be super, super close together. And then this last one I'm just gonna go from. Yeah. So this goes in, and then there's the kid cam. What I'm actually going to do then needs to be an in-between here. And I'm going to very heavily favor this previous pose. So let's draw his head. And then we'll bring yeah, okay, so that timing should work better. I think the what I'm like seeing and I'm not happy with is just the boiling of the lines. And that will be fixed in like a second tie down pass or even the cleanup phase. And honestly, I could tween the body just a little bit more so it's not so stiff. But it's looking pretty good. I think there's like a big, oh, it's, this is a pretty like big move here. So I think this, actually it's just the body that should tween slightly. So I'm going to tween this body backwards. And I'm going to tween this body backwards. Yeah, that looks so much better. Okay. Because before it was like very stiff. Or skew. Why was I saying tween? It's skew. I was going to skew the body back. Yeah, that okay. Okay. So actually this is another opportunity for a slow out. So 20 is our technically it's 21. But 20, I'll just write 20, right? Oops. Reset. So we got 1 all the way up to 21. And our breakdown is at, technically it's at 16. It should be at 15. Or 17. So our halfway point is at 17. And so we're gonna cut it in half again. And that will be 15. And then 11. And then No, actually 13 and then 11 and then 9, and it'll just keep going back and back and back. And that's gonna be your slow out. Actually, oh, this is a pretty big jump. No, there is gonna be an in between there. Okay, it'll be fine. So here at 15, I'm just going to make a new frame, and then I'm going to just trace over the body again. So this is going to be halfway in between the two frames that we can see right now. And I am still favoring the moved frame. And his head doesn't really move that much between these two. His body kind of pulls his head along. Same with the arms. So we're gonna keep them pretty close to where we have them. Yeah, that'll do. And so then we just keep going back and back and back. Until we reach this beginning frame. Yep. And then we're almost done. It's just this. Oh, this is a pretty long area, but yeah. I need to see another frame of the kind of sole of his foot. Slash paw. Okay, that'll be good. Yes, exactly. So it's the same principle. This one will be a slow in because we're slowing into this down pose here. So it'll be from, actually this is the breakdown. It'll be from, this should be the keyframe. 65 into 88 with the breakdown at 72. Exactly. So it'll be slowed into this pose, and I am going to offset the body and the head. But yeah, that's pretty much just the basis of animating is, okay, where am I going to slow in, where am I going to slow out, and then what does it favor? And slow ins and outs should only be they're not like, not every action will have one. Running and walking is pretty even timing. The only thing that slows in or out really is like any element that has drag and follow through. So like hair and clothing would be the only thing to slow out and slow in a walk or a run. Because the motion itself is going to be pretty even. slow ins and slow outs are also how you get overshoots. So like I have it with the leg here, where technically this is my keyframe, and this is my keyframe. Or this is my keyframe. I haven't drawn it yet, but he kicks out way more, and then settles into the actual pose. But it's all about timing and spacing. That's why I said, I think I told you, I was like, I don't know why they number the 12 principles. Well, okay, I guess you have to number it because it's a list. But they're not numbered in order of importance, because timing and spacing is the most important thing in animation ever. Timing and spacing, absolutely the number one most important thing. If you have good timing and spacing, you're golden. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna redraw this frame. This is like a more natural leg pose here. I say more natural, but obviously like it's still overextended because he does have digitigrade legs. But we need this like strange pose to read what was going on in the previous frame. So we're keeping it. And then the body I'm just gonna trace and then adjust. And I'm going to delay his head again. So you can see I have it in between it, so there's this like weird, like kind of pause. I wonder what it would look like if I just brought it all together. Oh, you can see him like facing the ground way too much. So I think actually for this frame, he needs to start turning his head because it's just too awkward. So we'll see kind of like the top of his nose. I'll draw a mask for the eyes. But yeah, it's too much time staring at the ground. And then I actually think that I'm going to... No, because if I just have one frame where his head's facing down, it'll look weird, so... That turn is pretty good. His head's too big here. But... It was really awkward that he was just kind of stuck looking at the ground for a little bit. So let's alter that. Okay, that looks much better. You can hardly tell that he was ever just staring at the ground. There we go. Neat. Okay, so I'll just keep in betweening this part because I like it, and it's pretty simple. He isn't moving too much, but again, I'm just cutting it in half every time Um, there are some things that I'm favoring over others because you don't just want to copy and paste the torso and slide it along. He is moving into in 3-dimensional space. Even though he's a 2-dimensional object, so you want to show a little bit of rotation, but it wouldn't be too much since he is kind of just leaning back. And then this is another scenario which I probably should just lock the feet down by copying them. So I might do that for these next few frames here. My only worry is I think the head's gonna look like it gets stuck when he starts to move, but we'll see, because it may just be like few enough frames to not do that. True. Honestly, everything I animate wants to fight me sometimes. Oh, actually, maybe if I... Okay. Sometimes I have good ideas, and this time it's... Technically, his nose should dip down just a little bit. Which also means that this one is going to have to be adjusted slightly. And then the ones preceding it won't look so, samey, I guess. Yeah, okay. And then this one I need to adjust as well. This node should kind of tuck in. Okay, that works. We have a little bit of a rotation. Yeah, me too, honestly. I love animating lip sync and dialogue, but for some reason I always insist on putting the mouth shapes on the keyframes even though it's probably going to change later. And then I always have to go back and redraw it, but you know, it's just the life of an animator, I guess. Technically, his head should just rotate downwards in this motion. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then, oops, I want to keep the legs. Or the feet, at least. It's just the, like, head and upper body we're moving at this point. And then this is a little personal trick. I wouldn't if the animation called for being on twos, like all on twos, I wouldn't do this, but personally when I'm animating, I don't mind mixing twos, threes, and fours. And so when I'm gonna go from a still pose to animated, what I do is I make the still pose on threes and I make the next frame on threes and then I move to twos, and as we leave it I go back to threes. So it's I'm on 3, 3, and then I have 2s and 3s. But it still looks fine. There we go. So that's a slow out. So he slowly leaves that pose. So I do have, I wonder, okay, yeah, so this is really jumpy because it's on 4s. We're gonna make it on 2s now. I'm actually not gonna trace, I'm going to redraw this torso from scratch. It needs to be like its own kind of shape. I'm going to favor, the ending pose. And we're kind of dragging and delaying this arm. So this is what's kind of awkward right now. Yeah, okay, that's looking really good. I think I just need to drop in one more in between here. I think I'll favor this up pose because it was kind of looking a little choppy. Or no, it more like it snaps into place, but not in a good way. That's pretty good. Honestly, I would have liked to have delayed that leg a little bit more. I think it'll look okay when I do like the tie downs. because I think it's just the arm boiling that's throwing it off. But it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, exactly. The power of in-betweens. The power of good in-betweens, because you can in-between a shot with no timing and then it'll look kind of slow, or yeah, like a slow down. But when you have in-betweens with good timing and spacing, that's the power of in-betweens. Because again, timing and spacing, the most important principle of animation. And then I think I'll do... I'm still really gonna favor this up pose. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break the leg. So, breaking is 100% something you're allowed to do in animation. Not every frame has to be completely anatomically accurate. In fact, sometimes it's better if it isn't. Or like when you know how to, or what am I trying to say? It's not that every frame needs to be anatomically accurate. It's just that the important ones should be. And then when you have a frame like this, where I really need to convey that his leg is kicking out very quickly, I'm going to kind of bend his leg and foot in a way that would be very dangerous and painful if he was real. So this obviously not possible, but when I play it, you will see. It's going to look okay. It looks so silly right now. Yep, we're gonna break the leg. And you can, there's all kinds of breaks that you can do when you, actually I'm gonna keep this leg straight, but there's all kinds of breaks that you can do when you are animating a character. The most common one is like when you have a character who is upset and they like, they do that thing where you like gather yourself up and then you like push your arms down really fast and it like a huff, and like a when you, it's like this, a character, they'll have their arms up like this, right? And then they'll be like that, you know, very angry. On the down frame, what you want to do is completely break their arms like this. Like, because that, it looks possible, but literally it's like this, where their elbow is completely inside out. But, as I will show you when I hit play, it works. You can't really see it, because it happens so fast, you just kind of assume that it's fine. Honestly, I could probably just get rid of this, and I could probably make this a 1. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually going to... This isn't, like, extreme enough. Yeah, okay, that was it. So, completely anatomically incorrect, but it works. That's the point. That's all that matters. And then that last in between is gonna take the life out of me. Honestly, it's such an awkward pose. I'm thinking of just redoing it because him. Oh no, the whole point is to test the legs, so I need that. I really do need to in between that last bit. Do I want to? No. It actually just looks too slow. I think I have too many frames. So, like I said, doesn't matter how many frames you have, sometimes you just need better spacing. And I think I have some poor spacing in here. Don't think I need... Oh. This. So the problem that what I did here is I was just drawing the lines. I wasn't like really paying attention to the way that the body actually looks. So we've got this. And then same with this part. His knee should be up way higher. And then I think the other thing I'm gonna do is just skew this drawing a little bit this way. It's a little too intense. Yeah, okay, that's much better. And then, I think, I just had some like not great spacing in this area. It is possible to just like not have enough motion. I think I favored one side a little bit too much. And that's okay, that happens. Part of animating is not being attached to each individual drawing, because you might have to just delete it and start over. Yeah, and we're losing a little bit of volume here. A little bit. We're losing a lot of volume. The issue I think that I did or had was that I was drawing lines and not volume. Oh, good, Red. Sorry if I missed your goodbye message, but I will see you tomorrow for the request stream. I think I lost some of the punchy timing. And I think it really is with this frame. I think it's just the body. Yeah, okay, that was it. Okay. So that is that. I still have, I have an in-between to do here because I want to hold this drawing for quite a little bit. It's probably something where I just skew the body and then redraw the leg. And then this is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a lot of drawings. I'm gonna save that for... You know what? I'm gonna do it off stream because I need to move on to another character soon. But yeah, so that was the Splinter leg tests. I don't know if the tests will be posted to our or to the Inverse social medias. But if you're interested in the project, all the Inverse social media accounts are in the description. Tomorrow I will be hosting a request stream, so if you have an OC you want me to draw, I will sketch them out tomorrow during my stream. It was supposed to be for stream today, or for stream on Thursday, which was my birthday, but alas, traffic stopped me. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow with the request stream. Alright, have a good one.